Good afternoon, PAR members. I'm Tess Pickerel, Executive Officer for the Pueblo Association of Realtors. I have Steve Henson, a Realtor, Appraiser, and MLS Chair for the Pueblo Association of Realtors. We are coming to you today for a few reasons. First being that we've had an influx of new members. As a result, we will be doing short videos and reminders, updates regarding the MLS. These will kind of be like hot topic videos. Our first topic is the Clear Cooperation Policy and Coming Soon listings. Take it away, Steve.
Thank you, Tess. What is the difference between Clear Cooperation and Coming Soon listings? This is the policy from NAR. Clear Cooperation Policy is, within one business day of marketing a property to the public, the listing broker must submit the listing to the MLS for cooperation with other MLS participants. Public marketing includes but is not limited to flyers displayed in windows, yard signs, digital marketing on public-facing websites, brokerage website displays including IDX and VOW, digital communications, marketing, email blasts, multi-brokerage listings, sharing networks, and applications available to the general public. So how does this play out in the real world? Well, what was happening is we had agents across the country listing properties and not submitting them to the MLS. They were, however, marketing them through other mediums, whether it be social media, flyers, signs, email blasts, and oftentimes the seller had no knowledge of this. What some of these agents were trying to do was they were trying to double-side the deal and get the entire commission. NAR decided that that was not in the best interest of the general public, and they did issue their rule that within one day of marketing the property in any way, shape, or form to the public, the listing must be submitted to the MLS.
How does Coming Soon affect both buyer and seller?
Well, like I said before, oftentimes this was happening without the seller's knowledge, so they did not know that the property was not being submitted to the MLS. The obvious consequence of the agent not doing that is that it's reduced exposure for the seller. Not all the buyers in the market area are able to see the property, and it is not in the seller's best interest. As far as buyers go, it limits their options. They have fewer properties from which to choose from. So it's a double effect on both sellers and buyers, and it reduces the competition that sellers may enjoy in the competitive market that we're experiencing now.
How does Coming Soon affect other realtors?
Well, one of the largest components of being a member of a multiple listing service is the agreement to cooperate. And a component of that is compensation. When we list a property, we submit it to the multiple listing service, and we do display what that cooperating commission amount is. Not submitting to the MLS creates a couple of different issues for realtors. Obviously, they can't show the property. Sometimes the buyers see that the property is listed through these other mediums, go to their agent to find out that the agent's unable to find it in the MLS. Ultimately, it benefits every agent in the MLS to share these listings and cooperate so that we have the largest pool of homes for which our buyer clients to choose from.
When can I market the home on social media, email, or a flyer without putting it in the MLS?
The best answer is you can't. But if you do any of those things, you do have to put it in the MLS within one day. So you can, the day before you list it, make a mention on MLS. You can put the sign in the yard, but within one day of doing so, it has to be put in the multiple listing service.
Okay. So what are the rules for Coming Soon?
So effectively, again, anytime you market the property to the general public, no matter how you do it, social media, email, flyers, email blasts, signs in the yard, that property needs to be submitted to the MLS within one day. That's the general rule. An additional component to the Coming Soon rule is listings that are placed on the market, but the showing period is restricted for some amount of time. Maybe it can't be shown for 4 days after listing it, whatever the time period is. There are good reasons that your seller may need that restriction, and it may be in their best interest, but it does need to be in writing in your listing agreement. If not, it is an effective violation of the coming soon policy.
Our next topic is home inspectors. We've had some confusion about buyers being at the home inspection without a licensed realtor. What are the rules regarding buyers, realtors, and home inspectors?
Well, in Colorado, home inspectors are not licensed. They're not regulated like we are through DORA. They don't have to take the classes to get the license. They don't have to maintain the license. They aren't required to carry E&O insurance. Many of them are certified through different organizations, and I believe many of them do carry E&O insurance, but being unregulated, we really don't know what that E&O insurance covers. So the rule is pretty plain and simple. Your buyers cannot be inside a home with an inspector if you're not present. Currently, the home inspector does face a fine of $250 for any incidents of violation, and there is current conversation about including agents in that fine as well.
We have one more reminder that we want to talk about. It's a COVID reminder, and I want Steve to kind of touch base on it because this is really becoming a big problem for people.
We want to remind you all that we are still on COVID restrictions. You can only have 3 people at the showing, the buyer's agent and 2 of the decision makers on the home purchase. Not mom, dad, extended family, aunts, and uncles. We have had several complaints that there are family members of more than 3 attending showings. If you have any other topics you want us to cover, just send in your request to tesspick@parmls.org. Thank you and have a good evening.